Thank you, Chairman Walberg and Secretary Chavez DeRemer. It's great to have you back here in the House. I'll start by joining in with what the Speaker said and extending my condolences to the family of Dick Cheney. Of course, served 8 years as President George Walker Bush's Vice President, served in so many other important roles in government, started as a member of this House of Representatives, and lived an incredible life, and we mourn his passing and extend our prayers to the Cheney family. As we look at potentially another vote today in the Senate to try to have a breakthrough to open up the government, let's remember when the Senate votes today, they're not voting on some big, massive omnibus bill, a bill that resolves all of our differences. You know, if you're one of these Democrats, and it only takes 5 to get this government back open, and you're struggling with this decision, do you offend your far left radical base? It's about to elect the new leader of their Democrat Party in Mondami in New York. Or do you stand up for the tens of millions of people around the country who are actually suffering? And if you vote yes today, are you giving anything up? What's in that bill? A clean continuing resolution that violates any of your principles? There's nothing. Again, that bill does not solve our differences. That bill just keeps the lights on. That bill just allows federal workers to get paid for the work that they're doing. Those that have to show up and work and keep our airports open. The air traffic controllers who are working under high, incredible stress in a normal time so that planes can land and take off safely with 150 plus people on each one of those planes without worrying about the stress that as soon as they get off the job, they've got to go do a second shift as an Uber driver because they can't put food on the table because Democrats shut down the government. Hopefully they weigh that when they cast their vote today. And we see every day, of course, unfortunately, more and more consequences to the suffering Democrats are causing. We know on the SNAP program, 42 million people. And yes, the courts are trying to work with the White House to find ways to move some other money around. But as we know, even if they're able to move money around, it doesn't make that program whole. The only way to make the SNAP program whole is by Democrats opening up the government. It's real straightforward. You vote yes or no. You vote yes because you want to put food on the table for 42 million low-income families. But if you vote no, maybe because you're afraid of some radicals in Portland or San Francisco or New York City, when you vote no, you are taking food off the table for 42 million low-income people, the least among us who need that help. 6.7 million going without the Women, Infant, and Children program funding. WIC program is really, really important, again, to very low-income people who need that help. Democrats have no problem shutting off that funding, causing that suffering, and to use their term, because they think they're getting some kind of leverage. We still don't know what the leverage is for. They're trying to leverage the American people, and they can't even articulate what it is they want. Yeah, $1.5 trillion wish list of crazy items like free health care for illegals, gutting a rural health care fund. Is that really the leverage they want to use the American people for and deny the WIC funding? 2 million people in the military, 2 million service members going without pay. What do they say to them? Oh, gee whiz, they were so afraid of Mondami in New York that they couldn't vote to pay our men and women in uniform who are keeping our country safe, risking their lives, while their families are wondering if they're going to be able to put food on the table. What a profile in courage. It's gutless. 700,000 federal employees without pay, 670,000 federal workers furloughed, 5.9 million households at risk of losing their home heating services under the HEAP program. You know, we had Secretary Chavez DeRemer talk about opportunities for young people that just want to learn through apprentice programs to get their start in life so that they can go and get a skill, a trade, maybe start their own small business. That's not going to happen while the government's shut down. And if those Democrats vote no again today, ask them to articulate why. What's their answer to those young people? Some 19, 18-year-old kid who just wants to go learn electrical skills, but won't be able to because, why? Because Democrats want to use him as leverage in some game that they can't even explain. And then, of course, we all know all the different groups that have come out over and over. They've not said, let's pass some big sweeping omnibus bill. They've just said, pass the clean CR that the House passed over a month ago. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association, American Federation of Government Employees, Teamsters, Coalition of Airline Pilots Association, Airline Pilots Association, NetJets Association of Shared Aircraft Pilots, Southwest Airline Pilots. Additionally, United Airlines, Delta Airlines, American Airlines, Southwest Airlines have all called for the same thing. It's for the Democrats in the Senate to pass the clean CR. The message couldn't be clearer. Their mission can't be more direct. You just show up today and do your job and vote yes. Doesn't solve all of our differences. It just gives us a few more weeks to start negotiating our differences on so many things, but while not holding the American people hostage. End this madness, Democrats. Open up the government. Our whip, Tom Emmer.